What is up, YouTube? I'm back with another video, and we're just gonna be going over a life update, and I'm gonna just be talking to you guys about how it feels to be a 25-year-old. And I thought I'd kind of just do a follow-up on my last video where I was talking about how I really lacked curiosity and just trying to express myself, and I was scared to know who I really was. And so over the last few months, I've been trying to do better in those areas, be more curious about myself and about others. And I've picked up on some new hobbies and stuff, so I figured I would tell you guys about how I'm doing. YouTube gang, I got 62 subscribers. I try to keep all my social media platforms a bit different about what I talk about, or just like the type of content. So I kind of like just doing these little updates on YouTube, I guess is kind of fun. And then TikTok will just be whatever, and then YouTube or Instagram will be just kind of like my swag and stuff. But I turned 25 on July 12th, so a few weeks ago, and I've been really going through this crisis of what to do with myself, and I'll get into that later in the video. But I wanted to start off by saying, what was I going to say? Pretty much, I was going to say, or more sort of the update about the last few months is I picked up on a new hobby of drinking alcohol. I've never really considered drinking for most of my life. I've been a very sober person. I've been very, protective of that. I've been very consistent and disciplined within my ability to not drink alcohol. But over time, I just was so sick of being in this my constant state of mind, and I wanted to see what it would be like to experience a state of being tipsy or being drunk. And so I was curious, and I've been trying some alcohol. It's mainly just like Smirnoff. I've tried some beers, which I haven't really liked, but right now I just like Smirnoffs. But I kind of look to try at least something new every week, so we'll see kind of how that goes. But I've been meeting some new people and having some new relationships with friendships and stuff, and I was invited to a party, which was pretty fun, and that was really one of my first times of getting drunk in a social setting, and I feel like I did a pretty good job of expressing myself before I was drunk and even when I was drunk. Not that I remember everything. But it was definitely a fun time. It was nice to let loose and kind of just enjoy stuff and kind of dance around and talk and laugh and smile in ways that I wasn't so... I feel like when I'm sober, there's a lot of times where I'm just very tense, very anxious. There's this always constant state of having a stick up my ass. And I really think when I was drinking in those few moments where I was drunk, or, I just felt like more loose. I guess that doesn't really sound appropriate for the description I use, but I just felt like I just didn't really feel that sense of anxiety about myself and that fear that kind of takes over my mind a lot of the time, and it was nice. It's not something that I'm looking forward to every single day. I don't really look forward to that. I really just like to have a fun time if it's on the weekend or if it's on a Friday where I don't have to go to work the next day and wake up and feel like shit. I need a day to kind of rot and stuff. So I think I have a good control over my wanting to drink alcohol at the moment, and I've been really enjoying it. It's been definitely a fun change of experience and memories that I've made so far, and just being better socially in the moment where I said I wasn't going to be, or when I was lacking curiosity. And so I definitely feel like I've been doing a little bit better, kind of being more expressive and more open just in general about myself and to other people, just trying to be more curious and trying to further relationships. And I'm proud of myself for doing that and putting myself out there. There's definitely a fear that still kind of sits within me that's kind of scared of people knowing who I am. But I mean, last weekend I didn't go out, but I was playing some games with some friends, and I got drunk, and I was still I was top frag in Valorant. I was going off, and I was described as quick with it. I was very quick to say things and jump on the gun and just be funny and all these different things. And I don't want to rely on alcohol for me to only be that way in those certain moments, but I think it's definitely fun to have those days where you're just having one and you're just having a laugh with your friends. And it was very fun. I'm glad I did it, and I'm glad I've kind of got out of my comfort zone and tried a new thing that I've actually really enjoyed. And also, speaking of getting out of my comfort zone, I did dye my hair. I went to a salon, and it's a bit red now. It's kind of hard to tell, but it is a bit red. I was going to do blonde, but I was like, I think that's too bold. So I was like, let's just do red. I'm Irish, so I was like, let's see what I look like with a bit of ginger in me. and I like it so far. I'm glad I did that as well. So trying to take more steps and get out of my comfort zone and doing things that I normally don't do, which I am proud of myself for again. And I really had the urge to get a tattoo, which is one of the goals I'm setting for this month of August. So we'll see how that goes. I'm definitely kind of bouncing around ideas right now, which I won't talk about until it happens. So we're gonna see how that goes. And now I'll get into like what it's like to feel as a 25-year-old Sigma male, 25-year-old Sigma D1 yearner. I've been going through a crisis, more so with my career and direction. I've been living at home for all of my life, and I was going to school in last year, and I wasn't really fully in it. So I'm like, I'm just gonna work the job I have right now, which I won't really say what my job is right now. But right now, I've gotten to a point where I'm just so mentally drained. It's taking such a mental toll on me, and it's just not the job I want to do anymore. And I haven't done the most like job searching research, so I guess I don't really know for certain. But with my associate's degree, I don't know if I can find a job that will pay more, or if it's worth it to find a job that won't be as high paying, but maybe it's a little bit easier. So I don't know if that's like what I should do in that sense, but I'm also at the sense where I want to move out so desperately, so bad. Like living at home is takes such a mental toll at this point, and I just want that new change of scenery, or just having my own like apartment, or having an apartment with some friends or roommates or whatever it would be. I just want that change of scenery because I haven't experienced it yet. I did college all online, and I kind of do want a bachelor's degree, but at the same time, like I need to still be working and still have money. So I'm kind of in a dilemma of like, should I just get like a bachelor's degree at my community college because it's cheaper? Because I'm always like, I don't want to be in a huge amount of debt. And like, but if I do that and I still need to work, I need to work and make enough money to where I can live on my own place or with roommates. I need to make enough for rent, and depending on how much rent is, like how much would I need to work, because I still need to keep working. So there's so many different problems that I feel like I'm dealing with right now. And every single day I feel like I come up with a new answer and I just don't know the answer. And it's so hard for me to decide like what should I do. Like I want to move out so bad. I don't hate my parents. I love my parents. I'm very privileged for them to not really charge me rent, and I'm live on my own expense. It's very nice. It's very comfortable. But at the same time, like I just want to live on my own. I just want to move out, and I just don't want to take that step if I'm working at a place that I don't enjoy. But maybe it'll be easier for me to get through work if I know I can go back to a place where that's mine, and there's more of like a urgency to make money. So there's just so many different facets of problems that I'm dealing with right now, which I'm just struggling to kind of grasp on right now. And I'm currently at lunch right now recording this video. I have a few minutes before I have to go back to work. But it's just so mentally taxing. I find it hard. And maybe it'd be easier if like I'm not working full-time hours, and like maybe I work 4 days a week and I can still make enough for me to pay rent, and then still find a way to do school, and then find my own place at the same time. There's just so many different things, but obviously the places that you are going to rent at want you to make 3 times your income, and I don't really make the most amount of money. I make like maybe $21 an hour about, and I'm gonna get a raise soon in August, which kind of makes me more optimistic that maybe, although I don't enjoy it right now, like if it's a good ass raise, then maybe that would be motivating enough for me to stay there and then find my own place. And then, but there's still the point of like working and then doing school, which would take a few more years. And if I switch my major because I don't like my major, like it would take longer. And it's just like there's so many things that are going through my mind right now, and I'm so touch starved. I'm fucking starving, bro. I need to be in a relationship, but obviously Hinge has not been working out for me. I deleted Hinge because I was so close to getting a date, and that didn't really work out for me a few months ago. So then I got off Hinge, and then I got back on Hinge again, and then Hinge didn't really work out for me. I haven't got a like yet, which you could argue is my fault, which part of it is, but still, like, not a singular like, not like nobody can send me a like, which might change after this video is done in a few days, so that it all changes, which you never know. But man, there's just so many emotions. I'm just so tired. I'm so tired. I need to find something that I can enjoy, and I just don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, and I'm not sure what to do. But I guess I'm glad that there's this part of me that really wants that change, and because for so long I've just been so scared to change, and I feel like it's kind of coming out of me now. Like I'm breaking out and trying to change so much, and I'm glad that that's kind of going throughout my body right now. It's just the next part is like that fear factor of actually taking action and deciding, because these are all my decisions that I have right now. It's just a matter of like, what do I think is my best course of action? And I guess I don't know what it's going to be, but I gotta trust myself and believe in myself and be confident in myself, which is what I lack. And I can tell when I send those pretty likes on Hinge, when I'm like, oh, I think maybe she'll like me. I guess I'll send the like and hopefully she'll like me back. Like, no, I gotta lock in. Man. Well, I gotta go back to work. My lunch is over, a few more minutes over, and I'm sitting here talking to YouTube. Thank you guys for watching. Shout out to my 62 subscribers. You guys are awesome. And I don't know when my next video will be on YouTube, but peace.